everybody, my name is Torie, and this is the story of how I got my phobia, emetophobia. For those of you who don't know, it is the phobia of being sick or throwing up. I have the memory of the day I actually got my phobia. For some people, it's too traumatic to remember. Others, they've described that they've had it just since they were born, just since they were very, very young. Others, they don't exactly know when it happened. For me, I got my phobia when I was 4 years old. So I have a twin sister. I'm older by a minute, but we used to share a bedroom, and our room was really small. We used to have bunk beds, but I think we maybe jumped on them too much and destroyed them. So after a while, we only had one bed in our room, and it was too small for both of us. So most of the time, we slept with my grandma on her bed. She had a big, huge, queen-size bed. So we would all three of us lay on the bed. Sometimes if she got too hot or, uncomfortable, she would move into our bedroom and sleep on our bed. And that's what exactly happened that night. It was just my sister and I on my grandma's bed sleeping, and I don't exactly remember the sound or anything. I didn't see anything when it first happened. Thankfully, my memory has blocked that much from me. I can't remember that. But all of a sudden, it was like 11 o'clock at night, maybe midnight, really dark. I just heard something. And sure enough, my sister, she got sick all over the bed and all over the floor, I think on herself too. I don't know what triggered me to react, but I knew something was wrong. I mean, I was so young, I probably didn't even understand the concept of getting sick yet. But I immediately got up and ran into my room and woke up my grandma. I said, something's wrong with my sister, wake up, and immediately she got up. We turned on the lights, and once again, thank you memory for blocking out exactly what I was seeing, but I was just, whatever I did see petrified me. I was standing outside or inside the doorway, but barely inside, just watching my grandma help my sister get up, and my grandma led my sister to the bathroom to go take a shower, and then my grandma cleaned the sheets. And the whole time, I just was froze in front of the doorway. I was just in shock of what was happening. I couldn't move. I couldn't do anything. Worst of all, I couldn't help my sister. I was just too afraid. So after that, I left the bedroom, went into my mom's room, and slept with her in her bed, and I pretty much never slept with my sister ever again, up until maybe I was like a late teenager. I was just too afraid to sleep with her. But yeah, that's what triggered it. For most of my childhood after that, I'd have these experiences where either I was getting sick or people in my class were getting sick, and I would always react with being nervous, being scared, being anxious. I would lose control of my mind. I would kind of have a mini panic attack. But I didn't really know even then what was going on. I didn't just think, oh, I have a phobia now. This is a phobia. I just reacted these ways, and I wasn't really sure why, or I didn't really question why. I just did. It wasn't until I was in middle school that I exactly knew what was going on, why I reacted, and I could describe to people exactly what was going on with me. But until then, I was pretty much just suffering by myself, dealing with all these stressful emotions, and I would be in school petrified, and I would be at home worrying about these things happening, my family getting sick. I would just be locking myself in my room, And I think the first time I ever mentioned what was wrong with me to people, because it started to really affect my schooling. I loved school, but I used to miss school because of it. And eventually, I think I was in 5th grade when I finally told my mom what was going on. She didn't really understand it, and unfortunately, it didn't really help much with my family until a little bit later, but at least I think then I started to understand really what was going on with myself. So that's why I encourage all of you to keep an eye out for youngsters. I mean, getting sick is really a terrible thing. No one likes to do it. As they say, it's probably a real big insult for those who have the phobia to tell us that. I mean, it's a disease we have, but it is true. No one likes to throw up. So you can imagine there's a lot of us out there who don't like it to the point where it becomes a phobia. So keep an eye out for the signs and symptoms. I'm going to start going through my childhood, what I was experiencing as a kid growing up for school, and you might be able to recognize that with some younger kids. So as always, if you have any questions or encouraging thoughts or suggestions, just send them right my way. Thank you.